So in this situation here, there's an art of saying no. This scenario, what I'm thinking in my head here is like, holy f, my jungler's trolling. I'm danger pinging 20 times here. What can we do if we walk here? League of Legends, in a way, is kind of turn-based, meaning like when the wave is crashed, it's their turn because the wave is what?
The wave is going to be slow pushing back towards them.
Why do we crash in the first of all? Manipulate the wave to your advantage and actually play off the wave and do things like zoning. You're going to skyrocket. Like your win rate's going to go super up. You got coaching and like your background in league. Then we're going to go over your op.gg. And then we'll just do like a brief overview of the questions you had, or if you had new ones, you can ask them now. Then we'll game 1 review, game 2 review, conclude, and then any questions that you have at the end of the session. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
We're Silver 4. We're 30 and 16, so you have a really solid win rate. 65% win rate on ASOL. Looks like you're doing pretty well. Why did you decide to get coaching?
One of the biggest issues that I know I have is wave management and anything with fundamentals. There's a couple things. I've kind of gotten down the W lines. I'm trying to be as aggressive as I can level 1 because I know nobody can match my damage.
Yep.
Side a few, but I want to reliant on saying I need to make sure my bot does well because I was never getting to like 1v9 levels. I am looking to kind of climb a little higher. This is the first season I've played since a while.
When did you start playing?
When I started playing, the latest champ that was released was Darius.
You just feel like you're not 1v9ing hard enough. That's what I'm hearing.
No.
Kinda. Okay. I mean, looking at your op.gg, like your KDA is 10, 4, and 8 with a 65% win rate. Like even when you're losing, you get ace. So you're playing really fucking well for at least your elo. I mean, we're gonna go over your game because there might be stuff that you can have, but like.
Oh, I know. There's a couple things that I did wrong.
Sure, but I'll tell you right now, if you keep playing, well, what's your like goal rank? I guess. Do you have a?
At the moment, I'm taking it rank by rank. When I got iron, I was like, I just want to get to silver. I got to silver, and I'm like, okay, I have plenty of time. I want to get to gold, and then I'm just gonna take it rank by rank.
Okay.
And probably highest I want to get to is like diamond master area.
Sure. I mean, I'll tell you right now, based on your win rate, KDA, and all that, like you at least deserve probably a like gold plat player. I mean, it could be more because like you literally just need to play more to figure out because you're by no means hard stuck at all. But we'll get into that. Let's just look at is your goal to one trick ASOL? Is that your goal?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just stay away from everything big. But this is good. Looks like you're going the runes that I go, which is good. W max second, good.
That's a recent thing.
This is recent.
I was accidentally maxing first.
I mean, it's still fine, but W max second is just optimal. At least in this elo, like maybe if like you decide if you were to play on like a emerald account, then maybe that's when your match history would look rough. But like you don't deserve this elo. Like I'm not even like trying to make your ego like it's literally just like based on numbers.
And to say the reason why I'm seeking coaching now rather than later is I want to realize the issues that I'm having, fix them now before they become habits later on and they become a lot harder to fix.
That's fair. So I mean, your OPGG review, it looks smurf. Maybe your CS numbers are looking.
I am really bad at CSing. I know that.
Okay. Because I mean, if you want me being honest, like this is low elo, right? Silver 4 is low elo. Obviously, it's good that you're playing well, but at the same time, if your goal is diamond, then you should be playing well. So like just to compare like CS numbers, like you're averaging like 6.55, 6.55, like 5 to 6 CS per minute. If we like go to my account, it's like 6, 5, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 7, 7, 7, 7. So getting to like at least average 6 CS per minute. So that could probably stem from bad wave management.
I have really bad wave.
The questions here is, what do I do in a bad matchup and my team is getting stomped? What should I look to rotate another lane? So we'll probably just cover we'll go through your games and hopefully answer some of these questions, and whatever's left we'll talk about. So here we are in the game. What I like to do before like we start in the game is like it's really important that when we get into a game that we're thinking about the matchup and enemy comp and how the game's gonna go. Can you give me like an honest, looking back at it, can you give me honestly what you were thinking about right now?
This is kind of a thing. This is something I usually do in all my games. I stand there just to make sure that they don't invade our jungler, because just about every game that I play, and it's actually in the other game, they will always invade through either here or the bot bush. Just about every game. And so I would prefer to be able to let the jungler know that they're coming rather than just them popping out of nowhere.
Okay, what about the matchup?
For Akali,
Yeah.
level 1, I know I can out damage her as long as she's not hiding behind minions. If she's hiding behind minions, I'll just Q tap and then just kind of wait for her to go out CS, see if I can get a Q hold on her. Level 2, I can still go in on her. She hurts a little bit, but not enough. But once she starts getting into 4 or 5, that's when I gotta start respecting it a little bit. Take very careful trades, but level 6, I gotta play very safe because she can all in and kill.
Okay, are you thinking about the wave at all?
No.
Okay, yeah, let's be honest. So it's like when I'm like going to this matchup, the thing I'm thinking is yes, like level 1 I could walk up because you're stronger. But I'm also thinking what I'd say in my head is like this might sound gibberish that I'm gonna slow push the wave, like be aggressive, win trades, and then crash on wave 2 or 3, get a 115 ward on Raptors and let the wave bounce back. Does that like make any sense or like
That makes sense. I've tried looking at videos on slow pushing and freezing. I don't know how to freeze a wave.
okay.
That I have no clue.
Okay, well, I mean, we'll get into that. So I'll tell you right now, we're gonna do a lot of these moments. Like it's literally 40 seconds in the game. We
Yep.
paused for like a couple seconds now. This is gonna happen a lot because I want you to like get in your head. This like you said you want to like reinvent your fundamentals so that you have a better base for so when you're actually climbing and you get hard stuck. It's about the small things do that lead to big advantages. So what I mean by this is that this is not where you're supposed to be standing as a mid laner. Yeah, like it makes sense. So you're like they invade through here, but in reality, this guy, the Pantheon should be here, and Ezreal should be here. So you shouldn't be standing here. You should be standing right here, so that you know if they like path through mid and go through here for invade, then you have the information, or if they path through mid and go top side. Explanation makes sense, but like because this guy's not doing it, but as you climb, your supports should be covering this area. Going back to League is the small things you do that lead into big advantages. In this matchup, there's this thing, or in any matchup, is doing the 115 ward on Raptors. So let's say it's 117 ward right now. 117 right now. We were standing here. We walk up and we get a word right here. This is called the 115 word. Can you tell me or picture in your mind like why this word might be good?
Tells you when that they're going to be pathing bot side.
If they start red and then they path down, you'll see him on the ward. So then you can ping your bot lane that he's pathing bot side. And if you know he's pathing bot side, you know what side to hug when you're laning, and your bot side also knows that they could be first ganked. That one thing, you press one single button at 115, and that gives you like a domino effect on like a big advantage.
Okay.
So that's just like one fundamental. This applies to like everything in the game. It's like everything stems from doing one thing that leads to branches of events that could happen that will help you. So I'll tell you right now, you saw that level 1 happen. Akali is fucking chunked. She has a kill, it's whatever, but she didn't base. So
I wasn't sure if she did or not.
if she based,
Yeah, because I can't see her.
before you get into this lane, if you see your health bar looks like this and yours looks like this, she should not play the game at all.
Oh yeah. No, I realized that afterwards. I thought I pressed tab, seen that she got the kill, so my first thought was that she was going to base, buy, and then come back in. So I wanted to play a little safer because she would have a little more damage up.
Okay. You're playing aggressive for the most part, and you're doing things like this. You get a Q proc on her, but at this point, our Q is on a 3-second cooldown. Where should we be walking right now?
My first thought would be towards bot. Actually, it would be towards topside bush.
It's not even that. It's like more so like with the matchup right now, based on the situation. We should be walking up. Look, our Q up in 1 second. She's chunked. Are you aware that if you Q next to minions, the minions don't aggro you?
Yes.
So right now, you're like, look, your Q is coming up. Your Q is coming up in 1 second. She only has one ability right now. Obviously, this game, you get 15 kills, but we can be doing way more. Meaning, you're right-clicking back here. She's fucking chunked. She has one ability right now. You're at full health. Your Q is about to go back up. So there's no reason we should be walking this way. Instead, we need to be taking advantage of every single opportunity that she gives us. This is one of them where we should be right-clicking right here. Do you know why we should be right-clicking?
Because by the time we get close enough, Q will be up and we'll be able to either kill her if she decides to go in or push her out of lane.
Great. Good. I was going to ask, like, what can Akali do if you walk up here?
And at this point, we're equal time. Actually, I'm about to get level.
Right.
And so I know that she's not going to be able to W out or E out.
Right. Also, by doing this, so like you walk up, she's chunked. She throws one Q, but you're holding your Q. She has no cooldowns. If she decides to auto attack you, she's going to lose the trade. So where does she have to walk?
Towards the tower.
Right. She has to walk this way. And at this point, like the minions aren't aggroing you. So imagine we're here. We hold Q. She backs off. Where do you think we can walk if she
Swing around to behind the caster minions to try to zone her off
Awesome.
any kind of XP.
Good.
And then
Exactly.
swing it up towards top lane since we know to move bot side.
Exactly. Good. Perfect. You imagine you walked up, you pressed Q, she backed off. We right click here. How can she play the game? Do you see it?
Yep.
Good.
This happens all the time to me. I get ganked mid a lot.
Okay.
At level 2, level 3. Before...
So that's just like I get you. Like that's probably just like
yeah.
like some fucking PTSD. I mean, if we look, you were really studying the early game here. This is like, okay, I would say that like we know Mumi's bot for sure, but we actually don't, because like after that invade, he could have walked up to his red and maybe he started red. This is why it's important to get this 115 ward down, because as soon as it hits,
then we would know he was top side.
Exactly.
We would know he was top side, and if he didn't show, then we would know he was bot side.
Exactly. So if he doesn't show at 2-0, around like 210 on Raptors, then you know, okay, he's fucking bot side. I can play up, but if I'm playing up, think of the lane like this. If he's on bot side, where do you hug?
Top side, left side.
Good. So if like
I would hug closer to the, not on the outside, but on the inside with the bushes, so that way I could W away behind terrain if I needed to.
Exactly. Right. So imagine if we just pressed one button and got this ward down, we could play with so much more confidence here. There's always something you can do in the game where you can at least know what side the jungler is on. It does so much just by knowing where they're starting. Let's see what you do with the wave. It looks like we're scared because we don't know where the jungler is, right?
That was just a mental brain fart. I clicked back and forth. That wasn't a jungler thought. That was just mental brain fart. Okay. It was, okay, do I push up the wave or do I back? Like I had that hesitation of
why are you confused in what you should do right now?
Because I know it's going to slow push into tower, and my first thought was, do I hard push it or do I not?
Okay, I'll tell you right now, this is like, I like to think of wave states as like individual problems. Right now, like your wave is slow pushing towards the tower. If you decide to base right now, what are you gonna lose?
That entire wave.
Right. And
possibly half of another.
Exactly. So like it's like super simple. Not only this, if you were playing in high elo and you left this wave here, Akali can freeze this. I know you don't know how freezing works, but we'll get into it, but like she can freeze this and it's just bad for you. The problem is you don't know where the jungle is. Like I said, if we just did that one thing, we could have known, and we just hug that side and shove it in. Let's see what you do here. So this is just really fucking bad because you're losing this whole wave. Not only that, or you're not crashing, and Akali can get back to her slow pushing wave faster, and she gets all these minions. So it's like, even though you killed her, you're punishing yourself. Like you're gonna lose all these minions, and she's gonna get this whole wave. You see that?
Yep.
Okay. Going over like wave management. So why do we crash in the first of all?
First that comes to that is move any minions that the enemy mid laner that the enemy may be able to take, so that way they lose CS.
Good.
So it bounces back towards us.
That's a huge one. So one, we have, why is it good for the wave to bounce back to us?
So that way we're not overextending, makes it harder for Mumu to gank us.
Good. That's huge. Also, why else?
Harder for Akali to all in us. When she does hit 6.
Good. When the wave is slow pushing towards you, you're not overextending. So what is she?
She's overextending.
Good. Just because like all you gotta do is crash a wave and you get like all 3 of these, which seems really good, right? So that's just like another wave management thing. You decide to crash. I don't hate it, but there's a better solution to this. Who is this wave pushing toward? If no one touches it, where is it going to be?
Actually, no. Right now, it's going to be going towards Akali.
It's not. Do you know why?
Is it because her minions get there first?
Exactly. Right. So let's take a general thing. So like the wave is right here, meaning like this is where exactly it meets. What's going to happen?
It'll just stay there.
If the wave is here, what's going to happen?
Their mains get there first, apply their damage, and it's going to us.
Good. And the same applies here. So in this scenario, it's right here. Yes, your minions have a little bit of health, but it just like it outweighs her minions getting there first, just completely outweighs this. It doesn't. So knowing that this wave pushing towards here and you look like this, what should we do?
Is this case where I back and TP?
Yeah, you base, but you don't even have to TP because if you look,
it's coming towards us anyways.
Right. By the time you walk back, it won't even crash. She just died. Who's going to shove it? Now, not only is your wave going to slow push back to you, but she's going to miss these minions because her minions are going to kill these minions first. So she's just going to lose them anyways. In your thought process, you decide to crash it because she's dead. Like generally when you kill someone, like you shove. But in this scenario, we can push our lead even further by letting it push towards us. Okay, so the wave is what's happening here. Where's it going?
The wave at this point is coming to us.
Why exactly is it coming towards us? Let's see if you understand.
At the because this is just after a bounce from the tower, and overall they just have more minions.
Yeah, good. She has more minions. Right now it's like right in the center. Like some players would be like, oh, it's in the center.
But even though it's in the center, even though it's in the center, they have more minions. Thus, it's just going to push towards us faster.
Good. So at this point, she's level 5. Go ahead.
I seen that it was coming towards me, so at this point, I wasn't trying to shove it back. I was trying to let it and just start last hitting some things.
Good. Yeah, so like that's like a good thing to know. Like sometimes, a lot of the time, most of the time, you just want to let the wave come into you because it just benefits you so much. Especially in this matchup because she's level 5, and if she lands 1 E on you, she should win the trade. It's kind of hard for you in this matchup, so it's just good for the wave to be slow pushing into you. Be for real for me. Why are we standing here? Is there something you're trying to accomplish, or are we just standing here because we're like autopilot?
Right there, I wanted to make sure the wave didn't actually crash into the tower.
Good, that's huge.
Kind of hold it there.
So like you said, I have no fucking idea how to freeze, but like, brother, this is a freeze. You pulled a freeze. This is like, this is a perfectly frozen wave. Like you said that. Like
I think I actually ruin it in just a little bit and drop an E though.
Oh god, this is like she cannot play the fucking game right now. This is do you know why this is a frozen wave?
No.
So why'd you pull it?
My only thought was I didn't want it to crash under tower. That was the only thought process.
Okay. No, that's fair. Okay, so let's go through it. Let's like really dissect it. Right now, this wave is slow pushing towards you. This is how you accomplish a freeze. Have the wave slow pushing towards you. The reason why you need to have a wave slow pushing towards you, when a wave is slow pushing towards you, what happens to the minion in terms of numbers?
It slow pushes, their numbers will grow.
Good.
They'll just be more.
Right. So we need a big wave. If it's the normal 7, we can't accomplish a freeze. But if it's slow pushing and there's a bunch of minions, then we can accomplish a freeze. So this wave is slow pushing towards us. This is literally a perfect freeze, so like it's good to recognize.
And then I ruin it.
It's okay, but the fact that we did it again, like looking at your OPIGG or fucking Giga Smurfing, but right.
But I can do much better.
Right.
And that's why I seeked out coaching, is because I know that I can do much better. I know there are things that I'm not privy to that if I do start doing in my games will just make it even better.
So yeah, obviously your match history looks like this, but like I'm gonna play devil's advocate and be for real with you. It's Silver 4, it's low elo. I hope we're doing this good. And number 2, if like your goal is diamond, I'm saying that it's good to learn everything. Even like you don't even need a freeze in this either. But if we can like practice it and like really get in our heads and how to accomplish these things, it's gonna help us in the long run and help us climb through. So this wave is slow pushing towards you. It's like a pretty fat wave here. So what you do here, whole wave before reaches tower. So like you just pulled the wave. It's so weird that you don't know what a freeze is, but you know how to pull waves. It's just weird.
I've started pulling waves. I make that kind of a habit when I know that their mid laner is not going to either all in me right outside and chunk me down to a point where I can't play. So in this case, if Akali was right at those casters, I would not do this. Because I know that she would go right in.
Right. You definitely shouldn't. But there is some tech with ASO at least. Is like, so if like she's standing right here and you decide to walk towards here, the minions are going to follow you. Akali is going to follow you, but she can't get on top of you. So like you just pull the minions to here. Right. And you just W back. You see the angle?
Okay. Yeah. I see that.
And there's also
I actually haven't thought of that.
Yeah, it's like kind of the tech. The problem with E with freezing is like E does damage, and like sometimes you can fuck up freezes. So like if you want to freeze with E instead of pulling, which you'd have to do here, your E lasts for like 5 seconds. So you have to like kind of like look a couple seconds in the future here, and like E right now, like I would E like right now before the minions actually get to it, so that your E ends fast enough so that it just doesn't chunk the minions. Does that make sense?
And it disrupts their movement enough to
right. So like the point is like do it early. Because you don't want to do it right now because it would chunk them and it would mess up the wave.
I do that a lot. I do that a lot where I kind of wait for all the minions to be there and to grab them all.
But good. Anyways, back to like freezing. So we don't know how to fucking freeze, but we pull it, which is good. It's like step by step how to freeze. Have a wave slow push towards you and pull the wave before it reaches the tower, which you do exactly. Freeze the wave. Do you know why this is frozen?
No, I do not.
So the reason this is frozen is because, let's think about it this way. The minion wave is here. Where is it pushing? And like assuming these minions are even.
So the next wave's a cannon wave that's coming up.
No, we're just, okay, we're dumbing it down.
Okay.
The minion wave is right here, and the minions are even. Where's the wave? If the minion wave is right, we talked about this.
Oh,
The
that's
minion-
right. It's good. Yeah, sorry. It's slow pushing towards them.
Good, good. So like, let's like, okay, again, if the
There's the
minion
key
waves
word.
are even, these are minions, 3 minions on each side.
But they have more.
They meet here. Where's the wave going?
Should be pushing. If they're even, should be pushing towards them.
Good, good. So with that in mind, now we have this scenario. Again, that's like 1+1 in wave management school. You pull the wave because you want the wave to meet where?
I want it to meet outside of my tower range.
Awesome. So we do that.
I do not have a good mental image of exactly to the edge of tower range. I only know a jet distance.
What I'm saying here is like, you did it. Like what you should know, I guess, is like, in my head, this is it. Here we are now. Okay. So we decided that if the minion wave is here and we have even minions, it's pushing towards where?
Towards them.
Good. So now in this scenario, the minion wave is here. What can you notice about the minion?
When it's there, they have more minions than I do.
Well, like no, we're talking about like right now,
Oh.
actual game state. Now we're going back to our current wave situation. The wave meets here. Tell me about what you see with your wave versus their wave.
It seems like I've already lost a melee minion, so I have 2 melees, a cannon, 3 casters against their 3 casters, not excluding their wave that's coming. 4 casters.
So
Melee.
you have less minions than they have, right?
Yeah.
In order to accomplish a freeze, which needs to happen, is that? Oh god,
And
we
that-
ruined it.
I
Ignore that.
remember what I said where I fuck it up?
Looking at this wave, where's the wave pushing towards?
It should be pushing towards me.
Why?
They just have more minions.
Good. So in order to accomplish a freeze, is all that needs to happen. I'm going to dumb it real nice for you. Is that they have 4 more minions than you do. That's it. All you need to know. In this scenario, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What we do in order to accomplish freezes is that we get it down to exactly equivalent to 4 minions more. In this case, it's going to eventually crash if you don't touch it. So it's good that you E actually, but like if you want to maintain the freeze, you can't kill all of them. That's a lot. I know. If you don't understand, I get it, but like it's important that we're at least thinking about it right now. So that
What do
like
you mean by won't be able to kill them all? Just to make sure.
like what do I mean by not killing them all?
I can't kill them all before it crashes? Is that what you're saying?
From what I taught you, how do you accomplish a freeze? Let's see.
They have to have 4 more at this game state, say right there. Minions
Step by
have-
step. We're just like we're going step by step in your head.
First, has to be slow pushing towards me.
Great.
And has to be on my half of the map, say.
How did we
When
make it by your half without it being under your tower?
making sure that they don't shove it and making sure I don't shove back and just last hitting.
I'm looking for
And
4-letter
then
word.
pulling
Good.
it.
So step 1, what?
Make sure it's slow pushing towards me.
Step 2.
Pull the wave, make sure it doesn't crash.
Good. Last
And
step.
then till it's only 4 more minions than what your wave will be.
Good. Great. We know how to freeze now. Now, the question is, why is it good to freeze?
Harder for us to be ganked because we will be under tower essentially. It's actually easier for us to trade with a Kali because then she's a lot closer range in this matchup specifically. It's a lot harder for her to trade with us. It's a lot easier for us to last hit without having to worry about getting poked.
Yeah. She can't all in you. It's like the same thing with
Yeah.
slow pushing, yeah? But this is freezing. Basically all the benefits. So like you're noticing, like it's really good for the wave to slow push towards you, but it's really, really good for the wave to be frozen because it includes all the benefits minus the bouncing back, which is good. So like, yeah, this is true, but there's like 2 ones that like really separate the benefits of slow pushing versus freezing. And I want to see if you can find it.
The only thing that comes to thought is if left alone, it will not crash under my tower and I will lose less minions if I back and come back. That's probably the only thing that comes to.
Sure. So I'll tell you then. So if the wave is frozen, maybe not in this matchup specifically, but if like you're facing like a winning matchup, usually if you're able to pull off a freeze is because you're winning the lane. Let's say we have Oriana here. You're winning the lane and you pull the freeze because you're winning. She's here and she's chunked and the wave is frozen.
Because the wave is frozen there, that makes it easier for me to all in her because it's more distance for her to get to safety. And since we have our W to be able to just follow in.
Good. I'm looking for something. I don't want to tell you because it's like just better for you to learn if you can find it.
So you're saying if she's back there, right?
So like we pulled the wave because we're winning the game, the lane, and she's chunked. This is her health. And you pulled the freeze.
She's losing XP.
Okay. Why would she be losing XP?
If she walks it up, she knows that we just all in her and kill her.
That's what I'm looking for. We're zoning. We're gonna zone her from the wave.
Zone.
If you pull the wave and it's frozen, which means the wave is always going to stay here until she like decides to like calls her jungler. They can push it in. But if it's just a 1v1, the wave is frozen. We can walk up here, last it this way while using our Q to zone her from the wave, because if she walks up, she's what?
She walks up, she's dead.
How can she play the game if the jungler doesn't come? She can't. Yeah? One of the biggest thing with freezing. Like
Okay, so zoning the enemy, being able to play the game.
So like let's just like go through another. Let's say you have this is Irelia, and this is you, and the wave is frozen, and you're chunked because it's Irelia.
I won't be able to walk up and get the wave because I know that she's just gonna all in and kill me.
Right, and the wave is what?
And the wave is frozen over there, and I'm being zoned away from it.
Right, and she's standing here, and like, can you see in your head how AIDS that would be?
Yep.
But like, can you see in your head like that'd be amazing if I was on the other side?
Yep.
Okay, so why is he good to freeze?
It zones them away from minions.
And how do you zone it? How?
But I zone by freezing the lane on my half, closer towards my tower, but not within tower range. And the way that I accomplish a freeze is first it has to be slow pushing towards me.
So step by step, from starting to a freeze to taking advantage of the freeze, what are we doing?
Freeze, zoning them from XP, gold, forcing them to either decide to back and get health and lose all of it and get nothing.
Good.
Or attempt to go in and then die.
Good. So basically what I'm looking for is the reason we freeze is because we're going to let the wave slow push towards me. We're going to pull it. And then once the wave is frozen, we're going to walk up in the lane and threaten to all in her while zoning her from XP. That's all I'm looking for. Do you see that?
Yep.
So like that's like a big thing. Notice this is like happens with like every single session. We are currently an hour and 1 minute into our session. Look at the game time. This is just how you study games, and this is how you get better, because this is only game 1. I'm going to tell you right now, we're not going to get to game 2 unless you want to like end the session or end this game and go to the next game if there's something you wanted to find. This is just how it is. It's just like this is only one aspect of the game. So like hopefully I'm like what I'm trying to allude is that like you're playing so well.
I'm trying to get it because I'm seeing the things that I'm doing wrong and of what I could be doing better.
There's a lot to League of Legends. Like you're playing really well, but like there's also a lot that you just don't know.
And I want to get those fundamentals. I want to get the fundamentals so that way I know. Because once I get the fundamentals down, then I can start working on individual techs for any champ essentially.
Right, but like this is a big thing to learn, because if you learn how to like manipulate the wave to your advantage and actually play off the wave and do things like zoning, you're gonna skyrocket. Like your win rate's gonna go super up. And like this is something you do in high elo. This is what separates like high elo players and like low elo players. Is like I would honestly say that maybe some low elo players have the same mechanics as high elo players, but high elo players' game knowledge and how they understand the game and how they manipulate the game just separates them, and this is why they're high elo. This is one of the fundamentals that we need to know if we want to be high elo. You talked about in your message here, like in your stream, you talked about tempo and how to recognize your team as tempo. Think about it like this. You ever played like card games before?
Yeah.
So like generally like card games, they have turns.
Yeah.
Right? League of Legends in a way is kind of turn-based, meaning like when the wave is crashed, it's their turn because the wave is what?
The wave is going to be slow pushing back towards us.
So think about it this way, right?
Actually, no.
No, you're right.
This is
towards
this is a slow push. I thought it was going to be a bounce back.
So every time the wave is slow pushing towards them, it's their turn. It's think about it like turn-based. It's their turn because like you can be ganked, they can trade on you, you're kind of vulnerable, and there's angles to make plays on. When you think about it this way, if the wave is crashed, the wave is going to eventually slow push towards you. So it's going to be their turn. So if it's their turn, we need to do everything we can so that we don't die during their turn or take a bad trade during their turn. She's kind of like, think about it like this. When the wave is crashed, it's like you have time to either go roam or go buy something. And in this case, we're wasting.
In this case, it would be just going back and buy something because there's no roam opportunities.
Right. It's just like using every second that we can to create an advantage. Right here, you could get seal and boots. That's huge. You see like the last like
there's so much wasted time.
Right, like it's just right clicking this way or going this way. It's like 10 seconds now. We're just walking in circles.
It's 10 seconds.
Cool ward now.
Like 15.
Right. Look where it all leads you back to. This position. Where? We could have based. We would literally be in the same position that you are right now, except we have seal and boots. But you see that, so we'll move on. Okay.
I was hoping to get that off and possibly get him out.
Here's another fundamental.
He actually did flash over the wall as well, but he still died.
You're playing in low elo, they're going to go for shit calls like this. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a shit call. What you should do here is like, one, how often do you utilize ping strategically?
Missing caution. This case, actually, I'm in a call with the jungler.
Oh, you're a duo with this guy.
Yes.
Okay. Like
Yes.
in my perspective on how I see the game, if I'm smurfing, even through Diamond 2, even through low masters, I need to second guess every single call. Because the goal in order to climb in League of Legends is that you need to better game knowledge than the enemy team as well as your team. And that's just like how you create the highest win rate. So in this situation here, there's an art of saying no. This scenario, what I'm thinking in my head here is like, holy fuck, my jungler's trolling. I'm danger pinging 20 times here. Akali's walking. I know if I walk here, what can we do if we walk here? Nothing.
Because nobody's 6, and since Fiddles can't ult, nothing, yeah.
Right, and Pantheon's fucking bot lane. This is like another tempo thing. You should always realize you have this gank bot, and we kill this guy dies, and the play's over. So it was our turn. We did something good. We killed 2 people during our quote-unquote turn. This is alluding to tempo. Whose turn is it now?
Now's the time to go back, reset, because now their turn. Let them...
Right. Good. So it's their turn. So like your duo here, you can show him the fucking VOD for all I care after I send you the coaching session. Your duo walks dragon here when it's not his turn. Because this is where the word greed comes from. Greed is basically just doing shit when it's not your turn. Let's look at the maps. The play just got done. You literally just got done with the play. Your Ezreal's low.
We know Amumu and Twitch and Lulu all just came off of respawn.
Good. So like if you're paying attention at this point, you'd be like, what? Why is this guy starting this? You should be danger pinging. You're saying, hey, Magic Duo, you're trolling us, bro. Get off the dragon. Your call. Instead, like this happened. And like I'm sure, like, be for real. What is this guy saying right now? You remember?
It was just like, okay, we got that. We're going drag. And I wasn't gonna go in because I was unsure. 2, Akali was still in lane, so I didn't want to just walk down and have her follow behind me.
Good. So like this is like maybe you've watched some high elo streamers. Like sometimes the streamers say, "Oh, this is illegal." What they mean is like this is like not. It's not our turn. Like this is an off tempo play. You should know that this is an off tempo play, and even if you walk to this, it's gonna go bad. So what do you think instead? Do I want you to do here?
Just back, let it happen.
Back where?
Just go back to base.
Not exactly.
Okay.
Find it.
Back in the lane, push wave, go into tower since
That's
that's
it.
going on.
No, that's it. Push wave. Just push the fucking wave. Because this guy's down here. We know we can't do anything. So at the minimal thing that we can do is if Akali's going to get a kill, at least she's out of lane, which means I can just shove this, and at least she's going to miss these. Instead, we walk here. We waste our R. Throw her W. She's still bot here, by the way. So not only could she have missed that wave we just saw, but like imagine if, like, look at this.
A second wave and a tower plating at minimum.
Exactly. Look, you're here. Domino effect. Back to
Little things, going to big advantages.
right. So like imagine, sure you got a kill. I'm gonna say that's lucky because in high elo this would never happen. You would not get a kill. Imagine if as soon as this play starts, I'm right clicking back mid. Fuck this. My team's trolling. At least I'm gonna do is get a plate and shove this wave. Let's just watch. So like in our head, okay, we decide to shove now. Da da da. Da da. The menu wave's crashed. We could probably just still mid. Oh, look, this whole wave is still coming in. Oh, Kali's still jacking off in dragon. Well, we probably could have been hitting this turret. Look how many seconds go by. Oh, the minion wave is still here. Not only that, but you're also losing XP. Maybe we could even got 2 plays at this point. Oh, she could have lost the third wave as well. That's like pretty much equivalent to a kill. Not only that, but you also die, and Akali gets a kill. Like imagine if you just shoved the wave, grabbed a plate, you'd have been fucking 20 CS ahead of this guy and plate gold, and you can literally just snowball off that, and like you would 1v9 the game. The goal in order to be good at League of Legends is to play based off of logic, based off of sheer like math, bro. It's just math. Like you want to be your goal in the game is for this number to be bigger than this number. Yeah?
Yep.
So just do every single thing you can to achieve that. There's like multiple things. Like that's literally that's how you win the game. That's like the whole concept of League of Legends is gold and XP. Every decision that you make from early game, mid game, late game is to get as much gold and XP as you can. So yeah, after the session, if you decide to book another one, great, awesome. But like my tip to you, if you're like trying to improve at the game, is like venture out, watch YouTube videos, buy other people's coaching, and like just fill in the gaps that we don't cover today. We just covered wave management. In conclusion, your account looks like this. Giga Smurf. It looks like you're hard smurfing, but like, so like obviously you're playing well, but like, I guess what I'm saying straight up is like, don't get an ego. The game should be easy right now, but like, I'm noticing that there's quite a bit of mistakes that you're making that as you climb, they're going to start hurting you, and we need to fix it like, right now.
That's exactly why I went for coaching.
Good, good. So like, if there's an ego there, I would drop it and I would just play to learn. Obviously, it's good to play to win, but like how I looked at the game is play to improve, not to win. Make it as hard as possible for the enemy to win instead of trying to try to win every game. Because with that mindset, League again is just like 90% of the game is mindset. So yeah, in conclusion, like you're smurfing, but like there's mistakes that you're making. Your wave management needs to be better. And I have these notes for you. Is there any questions for me?
Nothing that I can pull off the top of my head.
Okay. So that will conclude our session. I would really appreciate it if you're in my Discord, go to coaching reviews. If you could be like completely honest, if you feel like you learned absolutely nothing and my coaching was piss, then you can type that. But if like you felt like you learned something, I'd really appreciate you could leave a review. Cool.
Alrighty.
If you have any questions, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to answer you. And if you want to set up another session, we can do that as well.
Right, we only got one game.
Yeah, I mean that's literally how every session goes. By the way, it's just like, but like, hopefully you learned a lot.
No, I do. I did.
Hope you guys learned a lot, and hit me up if you have any questions.
Thank you.
All right, man. Good luck in solo queue, bro.
Oh, I'm gonna need it.
All right. Bye.